The city of Corpus Christi could soon get millions of gallons of new water every day. We'll explain a proposed deal and where the water could come from. Plus, a second medical clinic suddenly closes its doors in Kingsville. We'll hear from neighbors who are now scrambling to find health care. And House lawmakers are looking into how the DHS shutdown is impacting Americans. We'll show you which agency leaders are testifying today about missed paychecks and weakened security. Chris 6 Sunrise starts now. Good morning, folks. Welcome to Chris 6 Sunrise. Thank you so much for starting your day with us. I'm Michelle Hoffman. Brian Hoffman's not here right now, but he will be on later tonight for our evening broadcast. We do have meteorologist Stephen Jones in with us this morning, though. Hey, good morning. How's it going?
Well, good morning, Michelle. Good morning, Coastal Bend. You know, not too bad as we're kicking off our Wednesday, I'd say. We're waking up in those 60s, even a couple of 70s on the board, so not going to need the jacket, but you could still take it along if those 60s are a little chilly out there. As we're looking at our SPID Skycam, luckily we still haven't been tracking any of those slowdowns through our Wednesday morning, but a few more cars there on SPID right now. Temperature-wise, we're waking up to 67 degrees in Beeville. Alice, you're sitting at 65 right now with Hebronville coming in at 66. That warm spot, though, along the coast coming in from Port Aransas and Rockport, both reporting about 71 degrees so far. And luckily, in terms of that fog out there, not sitting too bad. Some of those visibilities near Beeville and Alice reduced right now, but still over 1 mile. But if you do run into some of that fog, just be mindful of it and give yourself a little bit of extra caution, of course. Through the rest of our Wednesday, that sunshine comes back out, chasing the 80s this afternoon. But if you're getting ready to head out for the day, here's how that traffic is currently flowing right now. No issues on the Harbor Bridge to and from Portland, and same goes for our major roadways here in Corpus Christi, coming in the clear for Ocean Drive, SPID, and Saratoga down there. So a good and green Wednesday morning. I'll have more details on the warm week ahead coming up in just a few minutes.
Sounds good, Stephen. Thank you so much. The Corpus Christi City Council is taking a step towards boosting the city's water supply. Leaders voted to let city staff negotiate a water sale agreement with a company called Aquatech. The deal could provide up to 14 million gallons of water every day, and it would come from an existing desal plant at a local plastics facility. The city would also pay to build a pipeline to move the water into the local system, and city staff will now work on a final contract to present at a future meeting. The Corpus Christi City Council is spending $1.4 million to keep first responders connected. Leaders approved a 3-year agreement to maintain the region's public safety radio network, and the system is used by local police, school districts, and federal partners during emergencies and hurricanes. The new contract will provide round-the-clock support and regular upgrades to prevent service interruptions. An AEP Texas utility worker is dead after an accident underground. Fire crews responded to an electrocution call Tuesday morning on Mestina Street. Power was cut so a specialized rescue team could enter the confined space, and sadly the worker was already dead. AEP Texas released a statement sending condolences and confirming an investigation is underway. Electricity remained off for several hours during the recovery.
So what was your reaction to the WellMed clinic closing?
I was shocked. Like, I found out the day that it closed.
They closed it, and that's just not right. We weren't informed.
Those are some of the reactions from neighbors to the sudden closure of the WellMed clinic they used to go to. Some of them recently learned of the closure from letters they received. I reached out to the WellMed and they gave me the following statement. Recent cuts in healthcare funding, including significant adjustments to Medicare reimbursement models, have required difficult decisions and changes to our business. Neighbors share their concerns with me about the state of healthcare in Kingsville. Some seem fine with the current care they get, but understand there is difficulty. But those who were patients at WellMed are now looking at other options.
House lawmakers are shining a light today on the ongoing DHS funding standoff. A hearing is set for this morning to discuss how the shutdown affects frontline security and disaster responses. Leaders from TSA, FEMA, the Coast Guard, and cybersecurity will all testify. They are expected to talk about missed paychecks, weakened security, and strained morale. Hundreds of TSA agents have walked off the job since the start of the partial government shutdown. The Department of Homeland Security says more than 450 agents have quit. Others are calling out sick and causing significantly longer wait times at airports. Republican leaders say they reached a plan to fund DHS on Tuesday, but they still need to get Senate Democrats on board before the House can vote. And the start of hurricane season is just 3 months away. Emergency planners across the country could soon lose a critical evacuation tool. A federal contract for the web-based program called HurEvac has lapsed. Meteorologists and emergency managers use the system to decide when to order evacuations. FEMA pays for the program, but the Army Corps of Engineers runs it. Their agreement has not been renewed.
Well, good Wednesday morning there, Coastal Bend. I'm meteorologist Stephen Jones. Taking a live view from our studio sky cam, you can see definitely got our sparkling city by the sea this morning. Waking up temperature-wise to 68 degrees, winds out of the southeast 8 miles an hour, and luckily not too much fog out there this morning, but still have a couple areas where it's trying to develop closer to Alice this morning. As we're looking at those temperatures in your neighborhood, though, Alice coming in at 63 degrees with the cool spot on the board. San Diego, you're waking up to 65 so far with 67 degrees off to the northwest in Cotulla. The warm spots, though, coming in from the coast, 71 at Port Aransas, Rockport, and even off to the north, George West also reporting that 71-degree mark. As we're rolling through our morning hours, though, we're going to see that cloud cover and the fog that we do have start to dissipate. That should be closer to the 9 and 10 a.m. hour, and that's where we really see our warm-up start for the rest of our Wednesday. Going into the afternoon, plenty of sunshine puts us in those 80s for daytime highs. I'm thinking 85 here in Corpus Christi. Areas towards the west, though, likely to see those 90s towards Freer and Falfurrias for your daytime highs. Going into tonight, really that rinse and repeat action once again. The redevelopment of some of that cloud cover, maybe a couple patches of fog out there, and you can see once to put the specks of green on the radar, I don't think you're going to be seeing any drops of rain on the windshield in the morning. Probably just those drops of dew out there, though. As we're looking at those forecast highs, you can see how it rounds out. Beeville chasing 87 degrees, and we're matching that for Kingsville later today. If you do find yourself closer to the coast, Rockport, Port Aransas likely only chasing that 80-degree mark for your daytime high. And through the next few days, we're likely to stay relatively stable across the area, all due to this red ridge of high pressure that's working overhead through the next couple of days, keeping temperatures warm and keeping rain chances way down there on the board. So through the next few days, in terms of that muggy meter for us, you're still going to notice the mugginess around in the humid category. Dew points in those 60s for us. By the time we're heading into the weekend, Friday night into Saturday, you can see this decent drop in the dew points down below that 60-degree mark briefly. That's where our next cold front makes its return to the region, so it's going to dry us out slightly, but you can see it doesn't wipe itself off the board. It's not the strongest cold front working in, which means that drop in temperature is also not going to be the strongest drop in temperatures. Here's how it's all rounding out on our 7-day forecast as of right now, and what you see on the board here, this is what we have left for the month of March already. We're chasing 85, 86 degrees really through the next few days through Friday. Friday night, that cold front arrives. It drops us to about 80 degrees or so by Saturday, and for the weekend, looking pretty nice to get out there and enjoy it. But as we're getting ready to close out the month of March by next Tuesday, we're already starting that next warm-up back into the mid-80s with overnight lows following that similar trend right back up into the mid-60s.
I'm Joe St. George in Washington. If the conflict with Iran ends soon, where does the U.S. presently stand when it comes to achieving some of its objectives? We give the war a reality check. Next.
You're watching Chris 6, part of the Scripps News Group.
If you drive on South Padre Island Drive, you know how bad traffic can get after a crash. But new numbers show those wrecks are actually dropping. The Metropolitan Planning Organization has been tracking crashes on SPID for years, and officials say it has historically been a dangerous stretch for drivers.
And so for SPID, a lot of accidents, a lot of fatalities over the years. And so when we did our analysis last year in something called the Safety Action Plan, we identified SPID as a high accident location.
But now the MPO says crashes are down 44% over the last 5 years. Officials credit safer road designs and a recent police crackdown for making the commute safer. Hit and run crashes, though, are becoming a growing crisis on our roads. A new report from AAA shows 15% of all wrecks involve a driver who takes off. People walking and riding bikes are in most danger. Experts say hit and run drivers kill 1 in 4 pedestrians who die in crashes. They now want stricter laws to hold those drivers accountable.
This weekend marks 1 month since the start of Operation Epic Fury, a key period of time because at the beginning of the war, President Trump said the conflict would last 4 to 5 weeks. So if the war ends soon, where does the U.S. stand in achieving some of its objectives? President Donald Trump has laid out a number of goals since the start of the Iran war.
There'll also be a very serious form of a regime change.
In recent days, the president has promised a, quote, form of regime change. So what leadership changes have actually occurred? At the beginning of the war, Ali Khamenei was the supreme leader of Iran. He was killed on the first day of the conflict and has since been replaced by his son, Muqtada Khamenei. While that technically is change, the Iran regime has not collapsed, and foreign policy analysts speculate the new supreme leader may be more of a hardliner than his father. President Trump downplaying that the new leader is actually in charge, since he hasn't been seen in public.
I don't consider him really the leader.
The Trump administration and military leaders have outlined other goals as well.
They can never have a nuclear weapon.
In the beginning of the war, the president outlined a clear goal of eliminating Iran's ability to get a nuclear weapon. But Iran still has uranium in its possession. President Trump said this week the U.S. will take it when the war ends, something that has yet to happen.
We want no enrichment, but we also want the enriched uranium.
The goal for many Americans now, as well as for President Trump, is lower gas prices, which are hovering around $4 a gallon nationally. The president has promised that prices will fall once the war is over and is calling on countries that use Middle Eastern energy to help increase the oil flowing out of the Strait of Hormuz by providing assistance. But not every American ally has shown an eagerness to help. Meanwhile, companies are preparing for long-term impacts. The CEO of United Airlines recently writing to employees, quote, "Our plans assume oil goes to $175 a barrel and doesn't get back down to $100 a barrel until the end of 2027. Joe St. George, Scripps News Group, Washington.
Well, howdy and happy Wednesday. Coastal Bend, I'm meteorologist Stephen Jones. Taking a live view from our Snoopy's Pier sky cam thanks to Matthew CCAC. You can definitely notice the moisture in the atmosphere out there. Temperatures are pretty warm, 71 degrees so far. Winds out of the southeast 13 miles an hour. Not too bad of a Wednesday morning if you ask me. We could definitely be having some more of that fog. Luckily, temperature-wise, we're waking up pretty nice. Taking a closer look with our Chris 6 Neighborhood Weather Network at those temperatures though. 71 also your temperature on Pebble Beach Drive, Bent Trail Drive, even on Wind Willow Drive. A little bit further south on the south side though, both Garden Court and Taylor's Way Court coming in at 70 on the money. As we work our way inland a little bit towards Lake Corpus Christi, County Road 803 reading 70 degrees, County Road 364 down to about 67 so far. So not necessary to have the jacket, but still could have it if you want for some of those 60s this morning. By the afternoon though, probably not so much. We're chasing that 85 degree mark for our daytime high. A little breezy out of the southeast, about 15 to 20 miles an hour. And as we go into tonight, more of that cloud cover develops once again, maybe one or two patches of fog as we chase our way into the upper and mid 60s for some of our overnight lows, and rinse and repeat as we go into our Thursday, chasing 86 degrees tomorrow for that daytime high. Once again, just some partly cloudy skies and that light breeze around 15 to 20 miles an hour. And why we're sitting with such stable conditions is because of this high pressure overhead. You can see this red ridge of that high pressure over the American Southwest. That's working overhead for the Lone Star State, keeping us pretty stable like we talked about, above average in terms of those temperatures. And the other factor when you consider this high pressure is not too much rain, unfortunately, in the forecast. So when we're looking at our overnight lows through the next few days, you can see they take a slight dip as we head into the weekend. Saturday and Sunday waking up to those lower 60s, about 63 degrees after that cold front passes through, but doesn't feel like it much because after we go into next week, as we're getting ready to close out March already by next Tuesday, we're right back up into those mid 60s for some of our temperatures. In terms of those rain chances, like we talked about, they're riding towards the bottom of the board right now. I think our best chance is going to be right here Friday night into Saturday morning with that next cold frontal passage. It could kick up one or two light showers, so it's not going to be a widespread rain event and definitely not all the rain that we need, but we'll still take every drop in the bucket that we can get, of course. Here's how it's all rounding out on our current 7-day forecast. 85, 86 degrees through these next few days. You take your pick. We're going to be pretty stable through Friday, but by Friday night that cold front works in, pushes our winds back out of the northeast just for a day there on Saturday, and it's looking like a pretty nice weekend if you're able to get out there and enjoy it. Just about perfect if you ask me. 81, 82 degrees with plenty of sunshine. As we're getting ready to close out the month of March though, we're back on the warm up towards 84 degrees by Tuesday. Overnight lows rising right back up into those mid 60s as we're heading into next week.
A veteran ceremony left some who attended feeling overlooked. So now local vets are taking matters into their own hands. I'm Michelle Hoffman, and I'll show you how.
This is Veterans in Focus, sponsored by the Heil Law Firm, battling for justice, winning for the community.
What started as frustration is now turning into action. About a month ago, I told you about the backlash against the city of Corpus Christi. It came after the new helicopter monument's dedication ceremony right here at Sherrill Veterans Memorial Park. Some veterans told me they felt left out of an event that was meant to honor those who served.
It should have been more veteran-centric, more veteran involved.
Army veteran Martin Longoria, who works closely with local veteran groups, even looped me into a detailed email sent to city leaders raising concerns and calling for change. The city later issued an apology saying they aim to honor those who served. But some veterans say they wanted more done. So Longoria tells me veterans are now taking matters into their own hands, planning their own ceremony for the helicopter monument. It's set for the day before Vietnam Veterans Day. And Longoria tells me every Vietnam veteran, their families, and those who never made it home will be recognized one by one. They're also inviting the community to come out, not just to attend, but to remember.
That's why I say it's sacred ground.
The ceremony is set for Saturday, March 28th at 10 a.m. right here at Sherrill Veterans Memorial Park.
Well, hey there and happy Wednesday. Coastal Bend taking a live view from our SPID Skycam. Still not tracking any major slowdowns, luckily, but a few more cars taken off on SPID. In terms of temperatures, we're waking up to the 60s and 70s out there. 71 degrees your temperature for Port Aransas and Rockport so far. Alice waking up to 65 degrees with that temperature from Beeville coming in at 67 so far. Winds are out of the southeast about 5 to 10 miles an hour. That's keeping away most of the fog out there. Still, Alice sitting with that visibility around 1.3 miles. So if you do run into any fog, just be mindful of that. Give yourself a few extra minutes on the roadways. Through the rest of our Wednesday, we're going to be on the warm-up pretty nicely. 81 by 1 p.m., 82 by that 3 p.m. hour, and I think we touch up to 85 degrees for our official daytime high. Winds out of the southeast about 15 to 20 miles an hour. Not too bad for us. But if you're getting ready to head out for work for the day, here's how that traffic is flowing. No issues on the Harbor Bridge to and from Portland. For our major roadways here in Corpus Christi, just a very minor slowdown on Saratoga as you're near Airline Road. Other than that, shaping up for a good and green Wednesday morning. I'll have more details on our rain chances for the week ahead coming up after the break.
And this morning on the third hour today, we're going to talk about how to pack more protein in your diet on today's checklist. Plus, actress Patricia Arquette live here in Studio 1A. And on She Made It, Jill's going to take us behind the hair care brand Chunks. That's all this morning on the third hour of Today.
Well, good Wednesday morning there, Coastal Bend. I'm meteorologist Stephen Jones. Taking a look back from our Tuesday just yesterday, thank you to Richard Quintanilla for sending in this photo. This was over there from the Cabinus Sports Complex just on the south side of town, and no crazy colors here, but just some nice cumulus clouds in the skies and really a nice Tuesday afternoon. This is really how we're going to be shaping up for our Wednesday. Also, if you get any good shots like this one, hopefully you take that quick picture and send it into our Coastal Bend Weather Watchers group. We'd absolutely love to see it and could also find your photo featured on one of our broadcasts. As we're kicking off our Wednesday morning, though, here's a live view from our Snoopy's Pier Skycam. Thank you to Matthew CCAC for this view. 71 degrees on the board. Winds out of the southeast 13 miles an hour, and luckily not too bad of a Wednesday morning. Not even necessary to take the jacket along, but could still bring it along. Still feeling the chill over towards Alice. We're reading 63 degrees for your temperature so far. Freer coming in at 64. In San Diego, you're sitting at that 65 degree mark with the warmest spots mostly along the coast. George West also sitting a little warmer though, coming in at 70 degrees so far. As we're getting ready to take the dog out for the walk here in just a couple more hours, here's a look at that dog walking forecast. Today we've got Winston Walton on the board. Says his favorite place to take a walk over there by the beach. Hey, pretty good place to take a walk. Either way, as we're heading through the later morning and into the afternoon hours, we're on the warm up. 81 degrees by 1 p.m. up to 82 roughly by that 2 p.m. hour, and luckily winds aren't too bad today either. They're a little breezy out of the southeast, about 15 to 20 miles an hour as we're heading into the afternoon. In terms of those daytime highs, we're getting a little warmer as you work your way out west. Duval County with Freer coming in at 92 degrees, 92 to the south towards Hebronville there. Working towards the coast where your relative humidity is a little bit higher, 78 degrees for the Naval Air Station and Rockport, 77 your forecast daytime high there in Port Aransas, with I think Corpus Christi touching up to about 85 degrees. And as you work your way inland, like we talked about with that drier air, that's where you warm up a little bit more out there. YWC see that is because we do have that difference between dry air and moist air. Whenever you look at water vapor and you add that into the column of air, let's take a couple parcels of air, for instance. One is dry and one is moist out there. With the water vapor in there, you don't need quite as many particles in that atmosphere to get the same amount of mass, meaning those ones that are in the dry parcel, they don't take quite as much energy to warm up out there because you don't have quite as much mass out there. So whenever you get more of that mass, you're going to need a little bit more energy to warm up, and that's why Port Aransas, Rockport being so close to the water, relative humidity's high, you're going to stay relatively cool as we go through the rest of our afternoon. Through the next few days, though, we've been tracking this red ridge of high pressure working overhead. That's keeping us nice and stable in terms of those temperatures, and unfortunately keeping our rain chances towards the bottom of the board through these next few days. So now it's all shaping up on the 7-day forecast for the rest of the month of March, chasing about 85 degrees through Friday. Then that cold front finally works in as we're heading into Saturday morning. It's only going to drop us to about those lower 80s for daytime highs on Saturday, so still looking like just about a perfect weekend to get out there and enjoy it. As we get ready to close out the month of March, we're back on the warm up into the mid 80s for daytime highs, overnight lows into those mid 60s.
The partial government shutdown is causing extremely long lines at airports. Coming up on Sunrise, how to keep your cool and find stress relief while waiting to fly.
Now, say hello to your neighbors. This is your Chris 6 News Sunrise Shoutouts.
Hey, Chris 6 Sunrise team. We're ag students at SAMU, and we want to wish our neighbors across South Texas a great morning and have a great day.
Hey, we want to say good morning to our neighbors at TAMUK as well. We hope you guys also have a great day. And folks, if you want to send us your own shout out video, all you have to do is scan the QR code you see right there on your screen or go to our website, christv.com. So Delta Airlines is temporarily suspending some specialty services for members of Congress. The airline says the ongoing government shutdown is putting a strain on its resources. Lawmakers will no longer get airport escorts or red coat services, and Delta says Congress members will now be treated just like every other passenger. However, a special reservation line for lawmakers will remain open. The partial government shutdown is causing travel woes at airports across the U.S. Passengers are facing extremely long lines and security wait times. Spring travelers are dealing with added stress and even anger. So in today's Health Minute, Mandy Gaither talks to a psychologist about how to keep your cool.
As if taking off wasn't already taxing enough, now travelers are facing hours-long wait times as security lines stretch on, some even extending outside.
Travel is a recipe for increasing your stress level.
Psychologist Susan Alberts with Cleveland Clinic says all of these factors release the stress hormone cortisol in the body, creating more tension and irritability. While there's nothing you can do about the lines, you can control your composure.
The number one cause of feeling stressed is feeling rushed or late. Building in some extra cushion time will help you to feel calmer and avoid that stress that comes with feeling behind.
Next, Albert says to pack some peace, bring distractions like podcasts, music, movies, anything that can help you cope, and comfort items like a pillow, blanket, and noise-canceling headphones.
These are going to help reduce your brain from feeling overwhelmed and more at ease through the process.
Bring healthy snacks and stay hydrated to avoid extra stress on the body and help keep up your energy. And consider downloading apps that calm your nerves, like breathing exercises, mindfulness, or meditation. Finally, set expectations. Know that there will be bumps and delays along the way.
Knowing this ahead of time and being emotionally prepared is going to help you to feel less stressed overall.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
A local car dealership is looking to make a difference on one test drive at a time. Sames Ford in Corpus Christi is launching its Drive for Smiles initiative next month. The dealership will donate $10 to Driscoll Children's Hospital for every vehicle test driven in April. The month-long event raises money to help fund important hospital programs.
So really Driscoll exists because of the community's generosity, right? And so it's donations and programs that really allow us to provide the kind of care that we do for our patients and families.
All of the donations will go directly to the critical care transport team at Driscoll, and these crews make sure patients are taken to and from the hospital safely.
Well, hey there and happy Wednesday. Coastal Bend taking a live view from our Snoopy's Pier Skycam thanks to Matthew CCAC. You definitely notice the moisture out there in the atmosphere. Luckily, not too much fog here in Corpus Christi. Temperature sitting at 71 degrees closer to the water, starting to get into those 60s as you work your way inland. Here's a look at those temperatures. 67 degrees for Beeville so far, 65 there in Alice as you're waking up for the day, 66 in Kingsville and Hebronville with winds all for all of us out of the southeast about 5 to 10 miles an hour. Luckily, most of those visibilities sitting okay. Alice, about half of a mile of visibility, so something to be mindful of as you're heading out the door. Here's a look at that current fog out there. Alice sitting down to about 1/3 of a mile actually. Hebronville also down to that 3 miles mark, so if you do run into any of those reductions in visibility, just make sure to give yourself some extra caution on the roadways. Through the rest of our Wednesday though, we're back on the warm up. The sunshine comes out, winds out of the southeast 15 to 20 miles an hour. I think chasing 85 degrees for our daytime high here in Corpus Christi with a few 90s out west towards Duval County. Of course, going through the rest of the week, we're all hoping for some rain. I'll have a closer look at those rain chances through the rest of the month coming up just shortly.
The city of Corpus Christi could soon get millions of gallons of new water every day. We'll explain the proposed deal and how much it could cost. Plus, the push to remove Mayor Paulette Guajardo moves forward after a heated city council vote. What this means for her future in office. And driving in Corpus Christi might be getting a little safer. New data shows crashes are down significantly on South Padre Island Drive. Our Jacob Daniels explains what's behind the drop in wrecks.
Now, 20 minutes of nonstop news, sponsored by Ewald Kubota.
Thanks for joining us for our 20 minutes of nonstop news. I'm Michelle Hoffman. The Corpus Christi City Council is taking a step towards boosting the city's water supply. Leaders voted to let city staff negotiate a water sale agreement with a company called Aquatech. The deal could provide up to 14 million gallons of water every day. The water would come from the existing desal plant at the local C.C. Palmer's Plastics facility. The proposed cost is $7.50 for every 1,000 gallons. The city would also pay to build a pipeline to move the water into the local system. City staff will now work on a contract to present at a future council meeting.
I'm your neighborhood news reporter, Adam Beam. A petition to remove Mayor Paulette Guajardo made its way to council chambers, and the council cast their votes. The question is, what now?
I passionately believe that Mayor Paulette has met all the requirements for the impeachment as outlined by the city's charter.
And work together for why you all, I know, intend and are doing with your public service.
Those were the dueling sentiments between those in favor and those against the possibility of removing Mayor Paulette Guajardo, a decision stemming from a petition filed by Rachel Caballero.
If we want a better representatives, then we have to demand it, because we are not receiving the representation that we deserve as a community.
And when it came time for council members to weigh in, things remained just as heated and divided.
But all of this has been all over Facebook. Some of it's true, some of it's lies. But the only way you're going to find out the truth is to hear it. And if I was her, I'd want to put my case before you so you could hear the truth, whether I did or didn't do something wrong.
Whether or not something has transpired that was an ethics violation or a misconduct, we don't know. That's the point of the hearing.
Well, I think it's obvious where this is going to go, and I'm really disappointed.
In the end, the mayor remains in office, but a 5-3 vote means that the agenda items will be placed for future discussions, including trial proceedings, witnesses, evidence, and possible articles of impeachment. Those items moving forward for April 14th, while others argue there are more pressing matters at hand.
We're moving deck chairs on the Titanic. I think the public wants us to move on with the important issues.
For Chris 6 News, I'm Adam Beam.
Adam, thank you so much. Corpus Christi City Council is spending more than $200,000 for a generator for the Ben Garza Gym. The gym is one of the busiest shelters in the city during severe weather. The generator will prevent power outages and keep people safe during future storms. And City Council is also spending $1.4 million to keep first responders connected. Leaders approved a 3-year agreement to maintain the region's public safety radio network. The system is used by local police, school districts, and federal partners during emergencies and hurricanes. The new contract will provide round-the-clock support and regular upgrades to prevent service interruptions.
I'm your neighborhood news reporter, Jacob Daniels, and wrecks are seen here along SPID. But TxDOT statistics might be pointing drivers in the right direction.
If you travel on South Padre Island Drive, you've probably recalled sitting in traffic because of a wreck. It happens pretty often, but it had me wondering just how many wrecks are actually happening. Robert McDonald with the Metropolitan Planning Organization has been digging into that exact question.
And so for SPID, a lot of accidents, a lot of fatalities over the years. And so when we did our analysis last year in something called the Safety Action Plan, we identified SPID as a high accident location.
In fact, the MPO has been tracking crashes on SPID for years, and the graph tells the story. In early 2021, there were 315 accidents in just the first 3 months of the year. And believe it or not, that number is decreasing year over year. So far in 2026, on that same stretch, only 175. So unless there's another 150 crashes in the next week, the accidents will have decreased over 44% in the last 5 years. McDonald says it's no coincidence. Safer road design, more enforcement, and drivers simply paying more attention are all part of it. That lines up with CCPD data, which shows a notable crackdown starting last November. I went out to SPID to see if drivers felt the same way.
Makes me feel good. There is a lot of crazy drivers. Whenever I am driving around, I kind of have to look over my shoulder, make sure there's no crazy drivers, but I feel really good driving around.
And we have seen so many reckless drivers. We also have seen racing and a lot of other issues, but if all these wrecks are down, which makes me feel a lot safer on the road.
The numbers are going in the right direction. Now the question is, can Corpus keep it going? Reporting on the south side, Jacob Daniels, KRIS 6 News.
Well, howdy and happy Wednesday, Coastal Bend. I'm meteorologist Stephen Jones. Taking a look back from our Tuesday afternoon, though, you could see those nice cumulus clouds in the skies. Thank you to Richard Quintanilla for sending in these photos from the Cabinet Sports Complex. And really not any of those crazy colors, but just some wonderful cumulus clouds. Some of my colleagues up in San Antonio call them those Toy Story clouds, a pretty good word for them. Either way, this is just how we're shaping up for that Wednesday afternoon also as we're heading into it. As we're kicking off our Wednesday morning, though, here's a live view from our studio Skycam. We're waking up to 68 degrees in Corpus Christi, and you can definitely notice that moisture in the atmosphere. Luckily, with winds closer to 10 miles an hour, we're not seeing as much of that fog develop this morning. Temperature-wise, we do still have a couple of hot spots out there. 71 in Port Aransas as well as Rockport so far. George West, you're waking up to about 70 degrees on the money. 67 in Robstown, with the cool spot being Alice coming in at 63 so far. For our dog walking forecast, today we've got Winston Walton on the board. Says his favorite place to take a walk over there along the beach, and hey, that's just about the right place to take a walk. As we're heading through our Wednesday afternoon, we'll be back on the warm-up, chasing 82 by that 2 p.m. hour. I think touching up to 85 degrees for our official daytime high, but winds out of the southeast about 15 to 20 miles an hour. Not too bad, just noticing the breeze as we're heading through our afternoon. In terms of those daytime highs, we've got a little bit of a difference once again today. Along the coast, coming in at 77 from Port Aransas, 78 your daytime high there in Rockport. Corpus Christi, like we talked about, 85 degrees, but as you work your way out west where relative humidity goes in lower, Freer, Hebbronville chasing that 92 degree mark for your daytime high. And why these are so different really just goes down to the relative humidity, a little bit drier as you work towards Duval County, and obviously higher, of course, as you get closer to the water there in the Gulf. So let's talk about why we see such a difference in terms of those daytime highs. Whenever you're looking at two parcels of air, that dry air versus moist air, let's discuss which one of them is heavier concerning the same amount of mass there. In terms of the dry air, say we have 120 particles here without any of that water vapor in the air, but then you take that same parcel of air, throw in some of those water vapor particles, you actually don't need quite as many to get the same amount of mass out there, or the same amount of weight, I should say. In terms of that mass, the ones in the dry air, that oxygen and the nitrogen, actually have a higher mass than the water vapor out there. I should repeat that. Actually, we have the lower mass than the water vapor out there. Whenever you have that higher mass, that's where it takes more energy to actually warm up or cool down, which is why areas towards Port Aransas and Rockport, you don't see quite as much variation in terms of those daytime highs to the morning lows, really just hanging around those 70s. And through the next few days, these 70s to even 90s out west is exactly what we're going to see. We're still dealing with this red ridge of high pressure overhead. That's keeping us pretty stable in terms of our temperatures and keeping the rain chances low on the board right now. So through the entire 7-day forecast, we're looking pretty dry right now, so not going to need that umbrella unless you're just trying to get some shade. Heading into the weekend, we're looking pretty nice though. We're chasing 85 to 6 degrees each day through Friday. By Friday night, our next cold front arrives, and that puts us down into the lower 80s with plenty of sunshine this weekend. Looking great to get out there and enjoy it. As we're getting ready to close out the month of March on Tuesday, we're back on that warm up into the mid 80s and overnight lows back up into the mid 60s.
Now, 6 things to know before you go.
House lawmakers are shining a light today on the ongoing DHS funding standoff. A hearing is set for this morning to discuss how the shutdown affects frontline security and disaster responses. Leaders from TSA, FEMA, the Coast Guard, and cybersecurity will all testify. They are expected to talk about missed paychecks, weakened security, and strained morale. The Senate is rejecting the latest effort by a Democrat to stop the war with Iran. Lawmakers voted mostly along party lines to block a new war powers resolution. Democrats want to rein in President Trump's actions without congressional approval. They promised to keep introducing resolutions until Republicans agree to hold public hearings. And President Trump cast a mail-in ballot for a Florida special election on Tuesday. Palm Beach County officials say they received and tallied his vote. It's unclear exactly how the ballot was delivered to the election office, though. Just one day earlier, the president called the practice, quote, mail-in cheating. He's now calling on Congress to pass the Save America Act. Funeral services are set for Ronald Pointy Boots Mathis. He died last week from prostate cancer. A visitation will take place Wednesday, April 1st at Maxwell P. Dunn Funeral Home at 5 in the evening. A funeral service will take place the following morning at Calvary Baptist Church at 11. Burial will follow at the Coastal Bend State Veterans Cemetery with full military honors, and those planning on attending are encouraged to wear yellow. Free health care is coming to Driscoll and Robstown today. The Nueces County Mobile Clinic is offering free screenings and vaccines for anyone without insurance. The clinic will be at Driscoll City Hall from 8 to 10:30 this morning. It will then move to the Robstown Housing Authority from 2 to 4:30 this afternoon. And you don't need to get an appointment to get help either. And you can help send local athletes to the Special Olympics just by buying lunch today. Jersey Mike's Subs is donating 100% of its sales to Team Texas. The money will help nearly 200 athletes compete in the USA Games, and all 4 Corpus Christi locations and the Portland restaurant are participating.
Well, hey there and happy Wednesday. Coastal Bend taking a live view from our SPID Skycam. You can see no major slowdowns as of right now. I've got a decent amount of cars heading out on the roadways so far this morning, though. Temperature-wise, we're waking up to the 60s and 70s across the board. 71 at the Naval Air Station as well as Rockport. Alice, you're waking up to 65 degrees with Beeville coming in at 67 so far. Winds are out of the southeast about 5 to 10 miles per hour, and luckily that's keeping away most of the fog so far. Alice is sitting with that visibility down to about half of a mile. Just give yourself some extra caution on the roadways if you run into any of that fog. Through the rest of our Wednesday, though, pretty similar to yesterday, more of that sunshine into the afternoon takes us back into the 80s. We'll start to notice a little bit more of a breeze out there, though, out of the southeast, about 15 to 20 miles an hour into this afternoon. But as you're getting ready to head out to work this morning, here's how that traffic is currently flowing, right, of course. On the Harbor Bridge to and from Portland, no major issues there, and really the same goes for our major roadways here in Corpus Christi, all coming in the clear. And once again, as you work your way off to the north there, Live Oak County and drivers towards Three Rivers, keep in mind, could see some of those intermittent lane closures on 37 once again between Highway 281 and Highway 59. That's going to last until about 8 p.m. tonight, so just something to be mindful of. Other than that, setting up for a good and green Wednesday morning. We'll have more details on the rest of the week coming up.
Just hit $60, so I It is what it is, I guess. At this point, you got to do what you got to do.
The cost of filling up keeps going up due to the U.S.'s war with Iran.
Trump ran on a campaign thought, I'm going to end endless wars. We've got to invest in America, not in these endless wars. And he went back on his word.
President Donald Trump says he believes the U.S. and Iran will come to terms on an agreement that will end the conflict.
We have a number of people doing it, and the other side, I can tell you, they'd like to make a deal. And who wouldn't if you were there?
The war with Tehran has disrupted tanker traffic through the Strait of Hormuz, choking off about 20% of the world's oil supply.
I think they're going to start playing hardball, and that escalates the risk that this could be dragged on for a longer period of time, and that consumers, through higher gasoline, diesel, and jet fuel prices, are going to have a little bit of sticker shock that could linger.
Possibly lingering for people as they plan their summer vacations.
Travel has been a top priority for a lot of travelers just the past couple of years. And that has been, pretty notable with going somewhere that is a popular destination. You may be paying, slightly higher costs to get down there.
I'm John Lawrence reporting.
United Airlines is unveiling a new seating option for economy passengers on long flights. The airline is turning 3 seats in a row into a couch. Passengers will get a mattress pad and extra pillows to sleep and stretch out. The United Relax Row is designed for families and couples who want extra room. The airline plans to launch the new seating option next year. It will expand to more than 200 planes by 2030. I love this so much, but I will say anytime anything costs more, like if you have to pay more to choose your seat, I will not get it.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, but it still does look like a relaxing option. Maybe one of those overseas flights. I don't know. What do you think? Would it be worth it for that?
Maybe, but I know. I did a 24-hour flight once and sat in the middle seat, and I just, I sucked it up. I sucked it up to save money.
Yeah, but that's the way to do it. You got to save the money. Bang for your buck really is right there,
exactly.
I would say. But either way, we're getting a lot of bang for our buck this week in terms of the weather. We're going to be perfect to get out there and enjoy it. The only thing I do wish we had a little bit more rain on the forecast. Just right now, we are looking like that nice springtime, feeling almost like summertime weather. As we're kicking off our Wednesday morning, though, here's a live view from our Snoopy's Pier Skycam. Thanks to Matthew CCAC. We're sitting at 71 degrees here, closer to the water. Winds out of the southeast. About 13 miles an hour, not too bad, and you can definitely notice the moisture in the atmosphere, feeling the mugginess a little bit out there, but luckily not oppressively in those 70s for the dew points. We're just in those 60s right now. As we're looking closer at our temperatures with our Chris 6 Neighborhood Weather Network, starting off on the south side, Bent Trail Drive, you're sitting at 70 degrees, Garden Court also at 70 degrees, but Taylor's Way Court just a little further south, sitting at 69 with our coldest temperatures so far on the board. As we work slightly to the north there in Rockport, you're waking up to about 71 degrees across the board for North Austin Street, Cochrane Lane, and even off towards Augusta Drive this morning so far. As we're going through the rest of the day, though, let's take a look at the bus stop forecast. Chasing those lower 70s, if not the upper 60s this morning for the 7 a.m. drop-off, but more sunshine as we head into the afternoon. 3 p.m. pickup, 82 degrees with mostly sunny skies. We will also start to notice that breeze into the afternoon. They're picking up out of the southeast 15 to 20 miles an hour, and then I think those official daytime highs, at least over from CCIA, probably reporting about 85 degrees later this afternoon. In terms of your forecast highs, a little further west, though, hitting those 90s towards Jim Wells County. Alice coming in at 90 degrees. 92, your forecast high for Freer and Hebronville later today. Closer to the coast, though, where relative humidity is a little bit higher. 78 for Aransas Pass and 78 that forecast high for areas towards Rockport. And this is about what you can expect for today and tomorrow and through Friday even, all due to this red ridge of high pressure overhead, keeping temperatures fairly stable for us here in the Coastal Bend, well above average right now. And the other factor, not going to see too much rain on the board as we head through the next 7 days. Here's how that's shaping up. You can see it touches up into the isolated category. I think our best chance is going to be here by Friday night into Saturday morning. That's where we're expecting that next cold front to arrive. Kicks up those rain chances just barely. I think we could see 1 or 2 light showers working into the area. Not going to be a significant rainfall event for everyone and not going to be all the rain we need, but I'll still keep out my hope for all the hopes on the board, of course, for that 7-day forecast. In terms of the rest of the 7-day forecast, heading through the rest of the month month of March, though, we are looking warm, chasing 85, 6 degrees through the next few days. That cold front puts us down to the lower 80s as we're heading into this weekend, and just looking wonderful to get out there and enjoy some of this nice weather. Overnight lows also in those 60s, going into the mid 60s as we head into next week, and really just looking pretty calm as we're getting ready to close out the month of March, already there by next Tuesday and heading into April. The only thing I do wish there was still some more rain on the board here, Michelle, but overall looking like a pretty nice forecast if you ask me.
Yeah, it looks pretty good. It was really pleasant walking out to the car this morning too, but of course we get up so early, 2 a.m.
Fair, fair. You know, we do have some of that dew on the cars this morning. I was happy not to see as much fog out there though, you know.
Yeah, exactly. Makes for smooth sailing on the roadways. Well, thank you so much, Stephen. And folks, thank you so much for joining us. That's all the time we have left right now. If you want to see Brian, make sure you turn into our newscast tonight. And Stephen and I will be back here for your news at noon. We'll see you then.